it's Dara. Welcome back to my channel. And I think I mentioned a few videos ago that I was going to make an evil to pure thing. And if you did not see it, basically where I name a bunch of book characters, not every book character to ever appear in the series or whatever it is, because sometimes they're like small roles. I'm just pretty much going to do the ones that had a big plot in the storyline at one point or another. So yeah, I'm gonna start with in case you did not see that, so I told you that part. I'm gonna tell you what the rest of the video, because that would be helpful. The first section is the evil character, so it's like the most evil to, in the evil section they're all evil, but it's like the most evil to the least evil, even though they're all evil. Then the middle section is like the what's it called, the neutral section, where it's like they're not like the most evil characters, but they're not the purest either. Then the last section are the purest character, and it goes down from the least pure to the most pure, even though they're all pure. That's why they're in the pure section. They're one. But yeah, and I guess after each character I'll explain why they're like there, like, and yeah, so Monster High Ghoulfriends, which I did, like, I've done like 5 videos of them. I did a video about the entire series as a whole, and like my insights videos where I go and explain like a book thoroughly of each book of the series. I did that, and there's like 4 books, so that makes 5 videos on it. So yeah, I think so. The evil section. The most evil character is Miss Flapper. Let's be real, she was the villain from day one, even though at the end of book 1 you're like, oh, because at first she seems like really sweet but also suspicious, but then at the end of book 1 you're like, oh, she's just a victim too, but like only if you actually buy that, because like seriously, I didn't buy it. But then she seems all sweet for a while, and then she starts seeming suspicious again, probably to waiting for the heat to go down with everything that happened in book 1. And then in the end she was the real villain all along, like seriously. Ramses Denial, that's Cleo's dad. He's only in the, I want to say he's only in the last book. He might have been in the book before that, but I don't think so. I mean, actually he might have. Yeah, he might have. But yeah, he was in the last 2 books, I'd say. And then he was supposed to be part of this organization that's against ASUM, which is an organization that puts some some monsters in a hierarchy, in like a higher hierarchy above other monsters. Like that includes mummies, vampires, and aristocratic ghosts, something like that. And then like they would be like the ruler of all monsters, and everyone else like are just like on the low scale. And then the last book you find out, at the end of the last book you find out that he's actually been against it for a while now. And so he was working with Miss Flapper, and he's Cleo's dad. And then yeah, so. And then Tabby, who's Torali's guardian, who you also find out is who was never part of the organization Ramses was originally in, that's against ASUM, but you find out they are in ASUM as well, like you did with Ramses Denial and Miss Flapper. Ramses Denial was a little bit more surprising. I mean, not if you've seen the movies, because like he's still Ramses, but in the books it's a little more surprising, because if you just read the books, it's a little bit more surprising. Because you think he's like a part of this organization that's like about creating monsters equal, and then you find out like he's not, and he lied about everything. Okay, the Nephra is on. She wasn't actually on a big part in the books, and in the books they did change that. I honestly don't know what came first, books or the movies. I mean, usually the books come first, but this is like different ordeal, and the movies might have actually come first. But they did change about, what did they change? They changed Nephra, instead of being Cleo's older sister, she is Nephra's aunt and Ramses's sister rather than his daughter. But she's not on that much, but you find out that, like, but they mention that she's a part of, that she agrees that, like, the stern monsters are above hierarchy. So it doesn't really get that much into her, but just knowing her, she believes that, means she's probably working with Miss Flapper, Ramses Denial, and Tabby all along, but, like, in secret. So, and, like, no one found out at the end. Like, seriously. Everyone was worried about it through them. I don't think everyone found out that she might actually have been working with him, or she might not have and just believed in this hierarchy, but I highly doubt it. I mean, it's never, let's be real here. So the middle category, neutral category. So I guess these would be like the characters that just one way or another weren't evil or pure, no? So Voodoo's on top of the list, and yeah, he can be a sweetheart, and maybe I should put him a little bit lower. I mean, a little bit more down on, higher on the neutral scale. Like, go slow from high to high, like low to high. So maybe I should put him. I mean, I won't put him in the pure section, but maybe I should have put him a little bit down, because but his obsession with Frankie got way out of control at times. So that's why I put him in neutral and not pure, even though he can be a sweetheart. I mean, he is just doing his best, but still, it's obsessive. And he wasn't on that much, so it's not like he would be in the pure section anyways. The trolls, which go all together, they were pretty helpful, yes. Not very good with hygiene. And yeah, so there's not much I need to say about that. They're just like there to like guard the halls, I guess. Miss Tsunami, she is only in the book. She's not in the movies. She's after headmistress hired her just when the like right before the book started, because she was struck by lightning. Now she's have a, what is it called, metal mind syndrome, I think, which is where she's like forgetting everything, and like, it's not really like amnesia, because she still remembers like who she is and whatever, but it's like she keeps like she'll get off track really easily, more easily than me, if that's possible. And I guess it's kind of hard to explain. You'll have to read the books. But Miss Tsunami is sorry. Miss Tsunami is she's a good monster, and she never tries to Miss Flapper, and always listen to the ghouls. Okay, maybe that's a little stretched, always listening to the ghouls, but especially after what they do with the whisper thing, saving everyone, she did put them on a high regard on what their opinions are. And if when she was suspicious of Miss Flapper, she asked them to keep an eye on her, like, or if they've heard anything or seen anything, because Miss Flapper's room was right next to theirs. And so yeah, so she helped them a lot. Torlai, I should have probably put her more on the evil scale, but she didn't do that much evil stuff in the books. Yes, movies, but this is based on the books, not the movies. So she didn't do that much. She was just a mean girl in the books. She didn't actually do many evil stuff in the books as she did in the movies. So that's why I put her neutral rather than evil. Rose and Blanche Van Sangre, they are twin gypsy vampires, and they have an accent, and they like to sleep. They never like to sleep in the same place more than once. So even though they have a room assigned, they're constantly like sleeping in the home ec cooking cabinets, like eating all the snacks as they sleep. That was discovered one episode during home ec class. Home ec, not home ec. Actually, I think it is home ec in Monster Universe. Is that home ec? And then Rochelle, Venus, and Rebecca, the main characters, constantly find them sleeping in their room. And yeah, so they're not a big part either. They're basically just, oh hey, they're sleeping under our beds, and kick them out. That's really like their only ever scenes. Henry Hunchback, he's a trickster. He probably should have been a little bit higher on the list. Not evil, but a little bit higher on the neutral. he plays a lot of tricks. He's Cyclops' roommate, and he's not on that much either. That's why I put him in neutral, because like he's not on enough to prove if he can be pure or good or evil. But I think it even showed him more by what it did show of him. I say he's still being neutral. Cleo, even in the movie Monster High, if this was based on the movies, I'd probably still put her in neutral. Or if I did put her on pure, it'll be like at the very top of the pure, not because I'm going like lowest to like top is low, bottom's pure, so be like up there. I clicked off. Luckily it's just right there. Okay. Oh, my feet, my legs, ow. Okay. Ow. You're a little close to me now. Sorry about that. My knees were hurting. But Cleo, yes, is definitely in the neutral. She's not on that much in the books. She's Deuce's girlfriend, and she's how should I put her? Like, seriously. She's Cleo? Like, I don't know how to explain Cleo. She's Cleo. She's not evil, like, no. And she's way better than Toralei, and she's awesome. I love Cleo. But she's still just Cleo, so it's like I can't put her up here. Headmistress Bloodgood is next. I explained a little bit about her on Miss Tsunami, but she's like the headmistress of the school, and she doesn't always listen. I mean, she trusted Miss Flapper right away, and then she trusted her again right away after she said that she was under a spell after everything she did in the first book. So she's a little naive, I guess. Even though she's probably like 1,000 years old, she's really naive, and she didn't put her trust and faith in the right people, I guess. She should have trusted Miss Tsunami, who didn't trust her, and she should have trusted Venus, Rebecca, and Rochelle and Sai after everything they did to help the school. But, like, no, I guess that's not how that she rolls. Okay, and Deuce. I love Deuce, I do, and I wanted to put him a little bit more in the pure section, but at the same time, he's, like, not on enough to be put on the pure side. I mean, I guess he was on more than a lot of the other side characters, considering Rochelle's crush on him and then her friendship with him. I love their friendship, I do. In the books, at least, they never have any relation in the movies. But they are, but yeah, so, that's why Deuce is able to be closer to the pure side. But anyways, Wydonna, I probably shouldn't have put her so close to the pure side, probably because, she, was working with the bad people for a little bit, but at the same time, she was forced to. I mean, she first started working with it because she believed they, agreed, they wanted, like, equality for all monsters, but then she found out it was wrong, and then she couldn't get out, and then she did try to help the ghouls, even though, like, things happened. And when I was doing my latest reread not that long ago, I realized she wasn't on as much as I thought. You know, I mean, they found out about her at the beginning of book 3, and they kept looking at the attic to try and get clues whenever she wasn't there. But then they finally met her at the end of book 3, and then, but then it ends in this cliffhanger. And then at the beginning of book 4, she gets kidnapped, and then they find her and everyone else who was kidnapped at the end of book 4. So, like seriously? Like, just, So, yeah, I don't know. I guess she wasn't on as much as I remembered. I don't know why I thought she was on more than that, but apparently I did. Now, on to the peer section. There's only 4 characters on there, which are the main 4 characters. So, Venus, she's definitely not the peerest out of the main 4, but she is kind, and she's bossy. Very. She's the oldest of a big family, I think she said. So that's a little bit why she's so bossy. And she likes to take control and in charge. And she cares a lot about the environment, which is a good thing. You know, she's a plant monster, so of course she cares about the environment. And she has these pollens of persuasion, which she uses when she gets out of control. Which isn't always the best thing. Like, she should learn how to control a little bit more. And still, sometimes she uses it on purpose, even though she probably shouldn't. I can respect her agitation at people not caring for what she thinks is important, but at the same time, still a little bit wrong. Rochelle is very kind, very, very kind. And I should have probably put her a little bit higher, but there was only other 2 characters on here, and they are definitely should be higher than her. I mean, Rochelle is my favorite character, but she should definitely be on high. But she's still on really high, so I'm proud of myself for being able to put her this high. But she deserves this role. She is very kind and sweet, she's very big on rules and very responsible. She cares very much for rules. She has a huge gargoyle code of ethics that she thinks need to be followed. And she tells everyone whenever something is a violation of a certain rule or whatever, violation, that's the word I was looking for. And she's very Rochelle, and I love her. And she has an awesome scarce accent. If you seen the movie, I love her accent. Scarce is Paris in Monster World. Rebecca. She's very, very sweet and very, very kind. She can be naive, yes, but not as naive as I lost my train of thought. Headmistress Flapper. I was Headmistress Flapper. No, Miss Flapper. Headmistress Bloodgood is the name I was looking for. Headmistress Bloodgood. Yes, there was a couple times she was like, maybe we're all wrong, Miss Flapper, and she is good. And then she was like, can't I just have high hopes? Because it's like she knew this was wrong, but she wanted hope that it could be like that. So I wouldn't really say she's naive. That's not the right word for her. That is the right word for Headmistress Bloodgood. But for her, it's just hopeful. That's a good word for her. Hopeful, optimistic. There's an even better word for her. She's very optimistic. And even if she knows things aren't going to play out that way, she still hopes for it. And I love that and respect that. And number 1 has to be none other than Cyclops. He is just such a sweetheart. So shy, so kind. Yes, you find out he was kind of following Rebecca around in the first book, but was in a sweet and a shy way. Because he wanted to protect her because he knew something was wrong with Monster High. He just wanted to protect her. And he's just so sweet. He's a sweetheart. He is. If I was a monster, if I was straight, I'd have the hugest crush on him because he is just so sweet. But I would love him for a brother because I think he'd be very protective. I mean, he's not the strongest character, or at least he doesn't show his strongest attributes, but he is very sweet and very kind, and he's a sweetheart. He is the purest of pure. He is cinnamon roll material, so I have to choose him above anyone else. He is Cyclops. Like, he's I couldn't choose anyone else for this role. Like, it's Psy. It just has to be Psy. Sorry, I went on a little bit rant, but I love Psy, and he's such a sweetheart, and he deserves the world. And I'm still bitter that him and Rebecca didn't end up together, but I think they both, we know Psy had feelings for Rebecca, but I think Rebecca had feelings for Psy and just didn't realize it, and I'm a little bitter they never got together at the end. But anyways, yeah, that's my list, Evil to Peer, and I love them, and please like and subscribe and comment what you think of my list, if you think it's right, wrong, if you think some characters should be mixed around. So have a lovely day.